Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's been a while. So today we're going to be talking eyeshadow palettes, and this is an eyeshadow tag video that was created by Samantha March and Glines. So yeah, I thought it would be a super fun video to do. And eyeshadow palettes are my favorite thing. The one thing that I love most out of all the makeup are eyeshadow palettes. So when I saw this tag, I was like, yes, it's a video that I must take part in. Just a series of questions that we answer about eyeshadow. Let's get right onto it. So the first question is, what is your newest palette? And right now, my newest purchase palette is the Nervina Volume 4, which I actually don't have in my possession yet. So my newest palette that I picked up at the Sephora VIP sale is the Melt Cosmetics Rust palette. And it's this one right here. I have not used this palette yet. I have swatched it, of course, but I haven't used it. I didn't own a Melt Cosmetics palette, and I picked this one up because, I'm like, I have to purchase a palette within the sale. And I wanted to own something by Melt, and this one was one, other than the Millennial Pink one, which I really, really liked. It got poor reviews, though, from what I can tell. This was the one that I thought fit my needs the best. Like, I can probably get the most use out of this palette. So that is currently my newest palette. So the next question is, what is your oldest palette? This is not necessarily an eyeshadow palette, but they are eyeshadows and they're in a palette. The palette was created by me, so it's not something you can go out and purchase as a whole, but it's honestly my oldest eyeshadows, so I want to share them with you. This right here is a Makeup Forever Z palette that when I purchased my kit for makeup school back in 2013, this was the Z palette that was there, and we got a bunch of singles. Of course, we had to purchase our kits, right? And they were not cheap. These are Makeup Forever shadows, and right now these guys retail for $25. So they're a bit pricey. So these actually came, most of these, not all of them, came in the kit that was curated for that particular makeup course that I was taking. So, and then these ones are some MAC ones. I cannot put them over here because for some reason they just don't stick. So these are Makeup Forevers and these are MACs. And I've had this since 2013. Yeah, so that's a long time, right? I don't use these on my eyes anymore, of course, but I just keep it for memories. When I finished makeup school, I did several weddings back to back actually, and these were like my go-to shadows. They performed so well, and I really do truly like them. Other than I think like one or two other palettes that I may have had in my collection, these were like my only shadows that were in my kit at that time. The next question is, what is your most expensive palette? And my most expensive palette is the Natasha Denona Lila palette. And I have two Natasha Denona palettes, and they're the same price. I just picked this one because I've used it more. So this is the Lila palette. This is the palette right here. So you can see she did get some use. I don't know. I can't seem to jump on the Natasha Denona bandwagon. Like, it's not a terrible formula. It's just, I don't know. It's not my favorite formula. It's pigmented. They're nice color stories. But I don't know, guys. Like, I just can't love. Maybe I need to use it more, but I don't love Natasha Denona palettes. Anyways, this is my most expensive palette, and it retails at $160, I think. Oh, right here. So, obviously, I'm Canadian, and it's $170 Canadian. It's my most expensive palette, and I can't say that I, love it, because I don't even actually know why I picked this palette out, because I don't love purples on myself. So why I even picked this palette up is surprising to me. I think it just was the newest Natasha Denona palette at that time, and maybe I wanted the newest palette. But nevertheless, I picked it up, I own it, and I use it sometimes. Next is the most affordable palette. And I have seen this, so it will come as no surprise if you've watched a few of these tag videos before. A lot of people are choosing this as their most affordable palette. And it is the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes. This one here is in Cream and Sugar. And I have 5 of these little bite-sized palettes, and guys, they are worth the hype. I love, love, love the formula. I love the color payoff. I love the blendability. They're so soft. Just like, I cannot say enough good things about these. If you see these at your pharmacy or Walmart or whatever, pick them up because they are totally, totally worth it. So on e.l.f.'s website, these are $3. So the next question is, what is your everyday palette? And I also picked this palette up at the Sephora VIB sale, but I did 2 orders and this one actually came in before the rest one did, so I got a chance to play with this one a little bit more. And the Too Faced Born This Way is definitely it. Like, okay, first of all, this right here, being able to fold the mirror back, guys, I can't even tell you the difference that makes in my life. It's small, but it makes me happy. It is so neutral. It is so stunning for work. And if I had to do somebody's makeup, simple glam, like I would totally pull this out. Like, I feel like it is mistake proof. You want to do someone's makeup and you want to play it safe, like you're going to pick this palette up. This is definitely a bride palette for sure. It's so user friendly. It's so stunning. I cannot say enough good things about this palette. I really, really do truly love this palette, and it's probably, when we get back to work, it's probably going to be the one that I choose to wear every day, if I'm wearing makeup at all, that is. But I'm totally happy that I picked this one up. All right, so the next thing is show your most colorful palette. And this right here is the Morphe 39L Hit the Lights palette. When I saw this palette, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so, so beautiful. But I don't remember what the full price tag of this was because I did get it on sale, but I do remember it being like $50 or more, and I was like, okay, I'm not in love with Morphe's formula enough to pay full price for a palette like this, but like as soon as it went on sale, I was like, I need that palette in my life. This is like ginormous, and it's also very, very stunning. I can't tell you like formula wise if it's like great. I'm pretty sure it's like most of Morphe's formula, but these colors in here and like this guy right here, a snowflake crystally white, and I am a fan of pressed glitters. Like, I know a lot of people aren't, but I love me some pressed glitters. I really enjoy looking at this palette. It has like blue, green, pink, yellow, it has reds, purples. There's a lot going on in here. So that is my most colorful palette, I guess. And this is my smallest right here. This is the Smashbox Photo Edit Eyeshadow Trio. The packaging is so cute. Guys, it's like a camera lens. And I actually picked this up at a VIB sale last year, I want to say. I can't even remember. But like, I haven't even used it, guys. But it is such a beautiful little trio. You can do like this all over your crease and then put these 2 shades on the lid and have like a gorgeous, gorgeous look. Oh, they look very similar in color, the 2 purples. One's more pink and one's more purple, but like these are so beautiful. I actually love Smashbox shadows, and I don't feel like they get the credit that they deserve, honestly. But I'm definitely going to put this in like my makeup I need to use drawer for sure. Okay guys, the next question is show us your biggest palette. Again, it is the Morphe Hit the Light palette. It's got 39 shades. I don't have any other palette that has this many shades in. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, let's take an ABH palette for size reference and put it up next to this. Like, it is gigantic, okay? So, it made 2 categories, this bad boy right here. So, it is my most colorful, and it is also my biggest. Okay, so the next question is show us your palette with a best memory. Now, I don't really have a lot of memories attached to my makeup. Really, I don't. But this palette here in particular, and is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. And this is what she looks like on the inside. The story about this palette is I have always, always, always wanted to own it. But it's not a new palette. It is actually a much older palette. but I still always just wanted to own it. Whenever I saw it in store, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want that palette. But I never actually purchased it. And I've always just been waiting for it to go on sale, and it wasn't going on sale. I used to check Sephora weekly to see if this thing would go on sale, and it wasn't. So, me and my sister were in Buffalo one day doing one of our beautiful day trips that we do sometimes. Don't I miss spending time with my sister? Longing for those days. And don't I miss shopping in the US? So, we, of course, our first stop was Ulta. Like, we have to go to Ulta. And we walked in through the door, and what was sitting on the table? 50% off. I guess it was the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And it was on sale for the one day only. And literally, we happened to walk in on that one day, and it's a palette that I've wanted for like over a year. And they only had 2 left, and we each got 1. And I was like, that is a sign that this palette needs to be in my life. So again, like, such a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. It smells beautiful, and I remember my sister loving the money bags color. So yeah, because she likes green, you know. Okay, so the next question, is it a question? I don't know. I'm calling it a question. Is, what palette do you think is worth the hype? Now, this palette right here, I saw reviews for, and I was like, really? And then there was some negativity surrounded by it, just a little bit, and I was like, of course. And I'm just like, I gotta see this palette in person. And I was like, you know what? I don't really need any more eyeshadow in my life at that time, and I wasn't really intrigued by a lot. I feel like the market was very lull at that time. It was winter. Anyways, I go into Sephora, and I see this palette, and I was like, I need to swatch it. I swatched it, and I was like, whoa, like heaven's just saying to me, I'm not kidding. And what palette am I talking about? It is this guy right here. This is the ABH and Jackie Aina collab. Like, look at this. Look at this palette. In my opinion, this is one of the most unique color stories that I've seen. I have not yet seen anything quite like it. In my opinion, it's my opinion. I just can't even get over how beautiful, like, Zam is, and Sponsored, and Lituation, and I love Ginger, and Trust Issues. Like, I cannot tell you, like, Supreme, how much I love this palette. And I totally think that everything within it, like, it's made, like I said, so many people voted this palette #1 palette of 2019, and I as well am right there with that. And the packaging is the best packaging that ABH has had. Like, it is absolutely stunning. I love this palette. I can't even believe that it's on sale right now, guys. This palette is on sale, on clearance right now at Sephora. It's $42 right now, but if you really want to try this palette, pick her up. You will not be disappointed. The next question is a palette that is not worth the hype. And honestly, to myself, like, I can't really think of a palette and it was extremely hyped, and I went out and purchased it, and I'm like, I don't really like it. So I'm just going to show you a palette that I absolutely hate. And it is the Too Faced Watermelon Slice palette. This guy right here. I hate this palette. If I do a declutter video, this guy will be in there. She breaks apart like this. One side's for the face, and the other side's for the eye. So this is about eyeshadow. Here she is right here. Like, this green right here was the reason why I bought this palette. And it is the most underwhelming color ever. It's called $1 Million Baby, and no. These metallics or whatever they are just didn't cut it. It didn't cut it. No thank you. I hated this palette. It smells like something perfumey, but not watermelon. And I'm sorry. I don't even know if this was, like, it says hyped. Like, I don't know if this was ever hyped at all, but I just know that I hate this palette. I don't like you. So that's so negative. I hate dissing things, but literally that didn't work out for me. It's okay. Okay, so the next question was, what is your favorite palette from your favorite brand? Well, I don't think I really have a favorite brand. Like, I love a lot of brands, but I want to say this palette right here comes really, really close to being my favorite palette. Like, if I'm stuck and I don't know what to do, I'm like, oh, I got an idea. Like, especially in the summer. And what palette may that be, you ask? It is the Sweet Talk palette by ColourPop. Now, I truly, truly love ColourPop, but I have to order them online all the time, which is why I haven't really dabbled into ColourPop as much as I would love to. And the Ulta closest to me doesn't carry them in stores, so it doesn't really help me much, you know? So this is the Sweet Talk palette, and I'm pretty sure everybody who loves eyeshadow knows about this palette. And this is a Super Shock shadow, which I'm actually not the biggest fan of Super Shock shadows. Like, I have only a few of them, but I was actually kind of underwhelmed by them. But I love this. Like, this orangey pink glitteriness. Like, I love pressed glitters. Like, I might be one of the very few people that actually love pressed glitters, but I love me some glitter. I got some glitter on today. But this palette right here, if I don't know what I want to do, I know that this palette will always look beautiful. I find sometimes you can get a lot of similar looks out of it, but like, they never disappoint. They never disappoint. And it's super affordable. I can't say for me it's super accessible, because it's not. It's really not. And the packaging on this is so adorable. Like, so adorable. And it's so girly, powdery pink. It's so spring. It's so summer, yet you can wear it in fall as well. Just love this palette. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, guys, so we are down to the very last palette. All right, and this question is, what is your most used palette? This one was actually rather hard for me because I don't really use the same palette over and over. I actually shop my stash like pretty much weekly and change out my eyeshadow palette so that I kind of get use of everything. Like, I spend the money on these things, like I have to try to use them to kind of try to justify my spending, right? Anybody else do that? Like, I know I gotta use it because I bought it, and then next time I go buy eyeshadow, but I used all my eyeshadows. Like, I really do. Sure you do. Okay, so the next one that I have, I would say the one that I put in my weekly makeup drawer the most often, if I want to say that. And it is the Soft Glam palette by ABH. So yeah, right here. It is my most used palette, I think, but it's really not my most favorite palette. So I don't even know why I end up using this palette as often as I do, but a lot more, especially this guy right here, which is glistening. I use that one a lot. And then, you know, it's really easy to create a smoky eye with this. It's really easy to go from day to night. I can put like a bronze all over my lid. I don't even like gold on me, but I do that sometimes. And I do love like how warm these browns are. So I don't know. I just know that this palette is very, I'm picking this palette up quite often, even though it's not my favorite palette. I don't know what to say about it because it kind of boggles me too. Like, I feel like it has a good amount of transition shades in here. It's easy to blend, and yeah, it's kind of effortless actually for me in the morning. So I always like say in the morning because I obviously work. So I wear my makeup to work because where else am I going to wear it? So yes, I think this is my most used palette. Guys, that's actually a lot harder than what you think it is. When you like love eyeshadow, and I know there are like my eyeshadow lovers out there, like otherwise this tag wouldn't exist. It is actually hard to like kind of narrow it down. You kind of feel guilty, like, I'm sorry eyeshadow palettes, I didn't pick you, and you're kind of just like, oh, but I love that one, oh, but I love that one, but I love all of you guys. But some stand out a little more than others, right? Anyways, guys, that's enough of me rambling. Go check out Samantha March's channel and Eyeshadow Glines because they're fabulous cheeky boots. While you're here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. It truly helps me out. Until next time, ciao.